Hey everyone, your elder millennial mom here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of the quirkiest, funniest, and most unexpectedly educational games out there, Katamari Damacy Reroll. If your kids love silly, creative games where they get to roll things up and watch them grow, this one's definitely going to catch their attention. But before you hand over the controller, let's take a look at what kids will actually experience, the fun parts and the frustrating ones. This game was released on the Nintendo Switch in 2018. It's a remake of a cult classic PlayStation 2 game from 2003. An even newer version came out in 2023 with sharper graphics and a few extra storylines. It's rated E for everyone, and while it's wonderfully weird, there's no violence, no language, just pure rolling chaos. The story begins with the king of all cosmos accidentally destroying every star in the sky. So he sends his tiny son, the prince, to Earth to roll up objects with a sticky ball called a Katamari and then turn them into new stars. The king's dialogue is over the top funny, and younger kids may enjoy watching the chaos unfold. Players start small, picking up things like thumbtacks, candies, and erasers. As the ball grows, they can roll up bigger and bigger items, eventually scooping up furniture, people, and even mountains. Each level gives players a size goal and a timer. If the Katamari reaches the required size before time runs out, it becomes a star and the player moves on. If not, the king sends them back to try again, sometimes with a pretty dramatic scolding. That pressure can be exciting for some kids, but stressful for others, especially younger players who need more time to master the controls. Katamari actually builds real-world skills. Kids practice spatial awareness, hand-eye coordination, and perseverance as they learn to steer the Katamari through tight spaces and ramps. It's also a great way for kids to explore measurement and size. They can see their Katamari grow on screen and start to understand how objects relate by size, weight, and surface area. It's math and science hidden inside a fun game. There's also some natural conflict built into the game. If kids hit an object that's too large, part of the Katamari fall off. With the countdown clock ticking, that could cause some anxiety. So this might not be the best game for kids who get easily overwhelmed by time limits. But for those who like a challenge, it's motivating. They'll want to retry and beat their previous size record. There is also a local battle mode that can eventually be unlocked where two players can compete head-to-head to build the largest Katamari. There are no online play options, just classic couch competition, which could be a lot of fun for siblings or family game nights if your kids are the type that can lose without throwing the controllers. If they have a hard time losing, it might be best to stick to the non-competitive mode. Now, a heads up for parents. Katamari Damacy Reroll is visually busy. There's constant movement, flashing, colors, and quick camera spins. What were some of the frustration factors of this game? Well, when I played, I actually got motion sick by the second level, probably because I was sitting too close to a big screen. Playing the handheld helped, but if your child is sensitive to motion or visual clutter, shorter sessions might be best, or skip it altogether. Controls are generally simple, but the dual stick movements take practice. Some moves require remembering button combinations, and camera control can feel tricky for younger players. Parents might hear a few frustrated sighs at first, but once kids get the hang of it, the controls feel smooth and satisfying. As far as reading goes, the opening scene has quite a lot of text and dialogue. The king of all cosmos tells a long, funny story explaining why some stars are gone. Older kids who read comfortably will probably enjoy the storytelling and humor, but young or pre-reading children will need an adult to read through the intro. The good news is that the opening story can be skipped through fairly easily, and once the introduction is done, kids can roll their Katamari around and play with much less reading required. After the tutorial opening, which teaches kids how to move the Katamari, players can access their home planet and save their progress at a little house marked data. The game is easy to manage and doesn't require online access, so it's perfect for kids playing solo. Now, it is important for parents to know what makes this game compelling in a way that can make kids want to keep playing. Several factors create this gimme more quality. First, watching the Katamari grow as it rolls up more objects is visually and psychologically rewarding. Kids get immediate feedback and see constant progress. Second, the game has short-term goals and a sense of achievement when completing each level, which encourages retrying if a child doesn't succeed the first time. Finally, the variety in size and types of objects to collect keeps gameplay dynamic and interesting, which can make kids want to keep rolling to see what's next. Like many games, it can elicit just one more round, please feeling, but there are no microtransaction note loot boxes and no sneaky in-game purchases, and that's a huge win for parents. So where does Katamari Damacy Reroll land on the cozy to chaos scale? It's definitely closer to the chaotic, colorful, cluttered, and full of energy. For kids who love creativity, color, and a little bit of chaos, this game would be a hit. But if your child gets motion sickness or frustrated by timers, it might not be the best fit. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you decide whether Katamari Damacy Reroll is right for your family. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and roll on back next time for more parent-friendly game reviews. Happy gaming!